Remember we met, I could tell by your smile. You hadn't been with a good girl like me in a while. Yeah, you were impressed, couldn't leave me alone. Text me every time that you pick up the phone. And I had control in the driver's seat, but my hands are slipping off the wheel. Now the tables have turned, now I'm up all night. I'm picturing you, acting like a fool. I'm on the other side, you're like a full moon. And I'm up all night, howling at you. Tables have turned, tables have turned, tables have turned.
Usually in the summertime it's teeming with life. There's lots of people. But this year there's like nobody here. The Rock is usually one of the most famous places. There's millions of people who used to come a year to the Rock, and now I own the Rock. Welcome back, and we're here on the white beach of Boracay. It's like a deserted island today. We're gonna go try to take a swim today, and it's just really empty. It's really locked down here, and I can think of no better place to be locked down than Boracay. I mean, this place is empty, and there's nobody around. This place, I own the whole beach. This is pretty cool. And there's just nobody. There was an ice cream man, that's all. The water looks really inviting, so we're gonna go in and we're gonna take a dip.
Tables have turned.
We're here going in the ocean. We're gonna take a dip and we're gonna check it out and see how this water. It's really warm, so it feels good. The warm water in Boracay. Woo! We're headed out now to go swimming. It's a beautiful summer day. It really is beautiful out here. And this green moss here, it's actually the reason why Boracay is so beautiful. We're going to go ahead and show you that in just a minute. But that green moss is actually really good. It makes the beautiful white sandy beach in Boracay. The water is warm. Boracay has this green moss here, and it actually is what makes the beautiful white sand. We're going to go ahead and look at that in just a minute, but there's lots of moss, usually in the summertime about this time, and it's good. It actually makes the beautiful white sandy beach. We're here at the back of the Rock. I was here like a week or so ago, and there was this big sea snake, and he lives in this area. Let's see if we can find the sea snake. He's right over here. He has a home and he swims around. It's actually a very poisonous snake, and they don't usually bite, so that's good. But this is an area that's home of one or more sea snakes at the Rock. It's just beautiful here at the Rock. It's really nice and it's gorgeous. We're in like a cave area and we're waiting for the sea snake, and we're waiting for him to come out, but he's not coming out yet. But it's just beautiful here at the Rock. It's really gorgeous. It's really nice. The water's beautiful, warm. It's a very warm waters, and it's just gorgeous today. This is it. It's just alone in paradise. There's nobody swimming, and it's just really nice out here. The water is very blue. It's warm. It's really gorgeous. And like I say, usually there's lots of tourists coming here every year, and because of the COVID, there's not really very many tourists coming, and they've done a lot of locking down in the island and closing off. Even some of the neighboring areas can't come in, so they've actually limited the amount of people that come on the island of Boracay right now. But it always changes. Maybe in a few days it will change again. So right now they're on a sort of a lockdown mode right now because they had some problems this last week or so. So let's see if things get better. This year, for some reason, the water was a little bit on the cold side, and now it's on the warm side. So it's really nice. I love the summer when the water starts getting warm. Usually it's warm all year, but for some reason we had a little colder water than normal. But now the water is getting warm. Woo! One of the things that this lockdown has done, it's actually helped the wildlife and vegetation. There's lots of fish swimming around here, and this gives the fish a chance to regroup. They are fishing actually, but there's lots of fish and there's lots of wildlife in the water, so that's one good thing about the lockdown. It is actually really nice without a lot of people, because usually, like I said, there's lots of people here at the Rock in Boracay right behind me, and now there's nobody. So it's really nice just hanging out. And a friend of mine said, "Oh, it's so sad," and I'm like, it looks pretty nice to me. Like I said earlier, I could think of no better place to be locked down than Boracay. We're done swimming in the ocean, and we're gonna go check out some of that sand. Like I mentioned, that sand that was what makes the white Boracay beach so beautiful. It's actually the seaweed here. I'm gonna grab some right here. This moss in my hand, this green moss, it's actually what makes the island of Boracay so beautiful. And it actually it goes to the beach, that moss, and then it actually mixes in with the sand, and it purifies the sand. It has some kind of chemical process, and we're gonna go check it out right now. This here is an example of some of that seaweed. It actually goes into the sand. This is a little bit older, and then it actually, here's the seaweed. You can actually see the seaweed, and it actually purifies the sand, and it makes this beautiful white sand of a Boracay. You can see it actually mixing into the sand, and there's the seaweed right here. It actually mixes with the sand and purifies. And here's some more right here, the seaweed. It actually makes this beautiful white powder sand. And that's the reason. Some people think it's bad, but actually it's really good. It purifies, and it makes this sand like flour, like they're cooking. And you can actually see the seaweed in there, and it actually mixes with the sand and it purifies it. I did some testing on this, so I feel pretty confident that this is how it works. And here's some more seaweed. It washed ashore in high tide, and it actually purifies. There's the seaweed, you can actually see it, and it's mixing in. It's actually on the rocks right now, but this is actually the seaweed, and it actually turns to the sand, the beautiful sand. You can actually see the sand on the seaweed, and it purifies the sand. I don't know how this purifies the sand, but it does. You have to ask God about that. But we're here in Boracay on a beautiful summer day. It's gorgeous, and just got done with a swim. It was really nice out there in the water. So I hope you're having a great day. It's very quiet here, and we like it. So take care, and we'll see you next time.